Hello everyone, Jeff Duncan alongside Amy Just, and we are coming to you from the Veterans Memorial Arena in Jacksonville, Florida, where the early session of the Jacksonville Pod is wrapped up. LSU Tigers with a 79-74 victory against Yale, a hard-fought victory for the Tigers, and Maryland just wrapped up even harder-fought victory over Belmont. A lot of drama here in both games. I thought it was two well-played games, two hard-fought games. And now we get the LSU Tigers in Maryland, who I think most people thought the higher seeds advancing on. First of all, let's recap LSU's win. They were kind of in control the whole game. They got up 9-0. Really never were headed by Yale, but I thought LSU showed a lot of poise down the stretch when Yale made their run.
Absolutely. LSU, they kept going to the line over and over again. In the last 45 seconds, LSU made 9 of its 10 free throws, which was much better than earlier in the game, which helped Yale not completely take a lead there at the end, which was really, really good for the Tigers.
Yeah, I mean, at one point it felt like the momentum was turning, much like that Florida game in the SEC tournament. But this time, LSU made enough plays. I thought they really set the tone early with their defense. They obviously dominated the glass. And it was a good win. Look, these first-round games are always tough. You know and I know. Sometimes that's the hardest game that you have because you got a young team, there's a lot of nerves, and I thought just getting over the hump was key for this team, and now they can kind of settle down, take a day off, they'll have practice tomorrow, and get ready for Maryland. But I thought, all in all, this was a good effort by LSU.
Absolutely. Skylar Mays and Javonte Smart both admitted that their coaches told them the first one is the hardest one, and they got through it, and they're looking forward to tomorrow and to their next game against Maryland, which should be a tough matchup.
Yeah, now Maryland, I think, is a really good matchup for LSU in a lot of ways. I think it's much better for them than Belmont, because Belmont's one of these quirky offenses. They do a lot of three-point shooting, and we saw it today against Maryland. I mean, they gave Maryland all kinds of trouble. Game really went down to the very last second. But Maryland has a couple big men. For you fans out there, a guy you might not be familiar with, Bruno Fernando. He's a big 6'11" guy in the middle. He might be a lottery pick in this NBA draft coming up. Pelicans fans might want to get a scouting report on him. They also have another big guy, Jalen Smith, inside. He had 19 points. He's about 6'9". But I think LSU matches up well because they've got Naz Reid and Cavell Bigby Williams in there that have the size to counter those guys. So I like this matchup, but you got to play well at this stage. There's only going to be 32 teams left when they meet on Saturday.
Absolutely. Marlon Taylor, his defense today against Oni, Yale's potential NBA draft guy. Oni only scored 5 points tonight, and that was his second worst outing of the year. So defense showed potential spots of brightness against Yale, but they're really going to have to step it up against Maryland on Saturday.
I thought the defense was the key for LSU today. As long as they defend, they've got such good athletes. They're going to get out and score on most teams. Tremont Waters, Javonte Smart, they've got plenty of scores. They play defense like they do today. I think Saturday could be another LSU victory. We'll be back here tomorrow live from the press conferences, and we'll recap that as well right here on NOLA.com. So for Amy Just, I'm Jeff Duncan. Thanks for joining.